Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a lovely car. This is a Honda CR-V 1.6 SR diesel. This car's covered just 55,000 miles. Benefits from having the upgraded sat-nav fitted to it from the EX model as well. Finished in white, which looks lovely on the car, and it's in really fantastic condition. Go around the front. I don't normally do my videos here, but there's work going on where we are, so do apologise. Front of the car is really clean, lights and lenses. There's no cracks or condensation in them at all. Front bumper's really nice, as is the bonnet, which hardly exhibits a stone chip of any note. There will be the odd microscopic one, of course, but nothing that merits a mention. Near side, beautifully smooth in the panels, no cracks, no indentations that are immediately obvious. Near side front alloy, again, absolutely unmarked there. Rear near side alloy, again, beautifully clean. Bumper corners get all really nice, same with the entry points. Going to the offside, driver's side, again, beautifully smooth in the panels. I'm doing it in the shade, by the way, because in direct sunlight it's actually much harder to see any imperfections, so that's the reason, also I was told. Offside rear alloy, again, very nice. The remaining panel work is really lovely on the car. It really is in super condition, this vehicle. Coming to the back of the car now, it's lovely half leather interior. Ordinarily, CR-Vs in the back are very heavily used where the children are, but this one's been given a very gentle life. Coming to the front on the passenger side, apologise, it's late in the day, sun's a bit low, so occasionally might be a bit glary for you, but the interior, trust me, is in absolutely superb condition. Just coming to the front, again, door card, wonderfully clean. Driver's seat itself, so excuse the shadows, again, in lovely condition. Inside the car now, as always, the engine's running through this section, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks in just beautiful condition. Sat nav, you can see, working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse. Get that lovely big clear gridded parking camera. It's been kept absolutely beautifully. And up to the main dash binnacle, just a pan in there for you. 55,343 miles, and the only light showing with information there is for the low fuel, which is literally just popped on. Yeah, but it is in beautiful condition in here. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SR diesel. This car is registered DG64XDM and with a mileage of 55,337 recorded. The reason for all of our videos, especially this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is because, like so many people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs and descriptions, but only to get there find out that there's a fundamental issue that shows up whilst the car's driving. So that's why we do it. Also done on these very quiet country roads very close to our premises. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, so hopefully then it'd be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, a very well maintained vehicle. Obviously a low mileage, you expect it to be good, and it certainly is. The car drives absolutely beautifully. Engine starts instantly, settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be, and it's been running for quite some time now. The engines are brilliant, diesel engines. I've got exactly the same engine in our CR-V, so I know these cars very well indeed, but it's a smooth, quiet diesel. It's very flexible. It's more than adequate for the size of the car. It pulls really well actually. But more importantly, the economy comes very easily to the car. It's not one of these cars where you've got to sort of nurture them to get the fuel economy out of them. Far from it. They're as I said, you know, we drive ours day in, day out. We're around 50 to the gallon. Funny enough, this one's dead on 50. You can easily get more than that. You can get less, but you know, it's an engine that isn't over fussy. It's also got, you know, inbuilt Honda reliability to them. They're very tough, generally speaking, with just normal maintenance. And they're cam chain driven. There's no cam belts in them at all, so no sort of major service looming on them. Engine that feeds through into the clutch, which is smooth and positive. Bike point is exactly where it's meant to be, as you'd expect, again, given such a low mileage on the vehicle. Gearbox, gear lever falls naturally to hand. It's perfect positioning for that. But the gear shift quality is absolutely second to none in this class of car. It's a much more sort of sporty feeling gearbox than you'd expect in this type of vehicle. It's short and shift. It's got a lovely precise actuation to it, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. They just don't seem to wear at all. It's beautifully done. Steering of the car, as you expect of any Honda, really nice. It's precise. It's accurate. It's really nicely weighted, so it makes the car feel very positive and secure on the road. Too many cars, you know, light, lifeless steering, which seem vague, but this one actually you feel, you know, part of the car, and it rewards really, really nicely, I have to say. It also feels really tight on the road. No kind of obvious vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, and it tracks absolutely dead straight as well. Chassis of the car, what I'm generally looking out for on road tests is any kind of nasty knocking noises or rattles coming from underneath the vehicle. And there's a really horrible bump which is about to come up any second now. It really is a horror, that one. So if there's anything, it would show it up on there, but there's nothing at all. Absolutely solid. Chassis going through corners like that, the car generally corners pretty flat. It flows the corners really, really nicely, I have to say. They always do, and ours is exactly the same, clearly. It's not one of those cars that gets lots of body motion going on either, which is really frustrating. It's very uncomfortable for particularly rear seat passengers. We get kind of that lolloping feeling going through a car. The ride, again, really well resolved. It deals with pretty much all road imperfections very, very well indeed. Only the sharpest of ridges will catch it out, as they will any car, by the way, so it's not unique to Honda. But it deals with the majority of them far, far better than most as well, I have to say. Let's swing around here. Worth pointing out that, you know, these things and the brakes and everything else are going to be checked by an independent MOT prior to the car being sold. So, but it's nice to know that everything's in good order now. I'm just going to give the brakes a bit of a thump actually whilst it's fresh in my mind. No one's behind me. Hard enough to get the brakes. Put hazard lights on. Really powerful brakes on the car. No pulsing, no vibrations. Absolutely perfect. Let's finally come inside the car. We've literally just arrived with this. Hasn't been cleaned yet. In all honesty, it doesn't need cleaning. It's in such lovely condition in here, and beautifully, beautifully put together, as is always the case with these Hondas. There's no squeaks or rattles from it at all. But it's also just a nice interior to sit in and operate. You've got great visibility all around. When you're on the open road, you're helped with these massive wing mirrors, which make you feel very confident on the road as well. Low dash line, so you've got a good view ahead of you as well. You can actually see the bonnet. But then you've got this dashboard, which is very heavily equipped, but very, very easy to use. And as you'll know from the advert, this one benefits from having this optional sat-nav fitted. So this is the top grade sat-nav which they fit into the EX models. So it incorporates the much bigger screen rear-versa camera, which you'd normally get up in the little pod there. That's all working perfectly, as is the air conditioning, which is pumping out ice cold air. And it's 26 degrees today, so it is testing it, and so it's working perfectly. All the switchgear has that beautiful quality of actuation you get from a Honda. It really is fantastically well done, I have to say, and built to last. The switchgears, you know, it feels the same in 200,000 miles time. It's ridiculously well engineered. Heated seats again, all working perfectly, even though we don't really need them today. Dash binnacle, simple, legible, nicely laid out. very nicely detailed as well. You know, it's imparting the information you need without being over fussy. You do have a sort of central information display panel there, which you can scroll through with this little buttons down here, but all very nicely done. The steering wheel is a small diameter leather bound one, quite thin rimmed, which I really like, so you feel as though you're really in control of the car, but it is kind of diminutive, but is really nice to use. And like everything else, I just can't see any obvious signs of wear in here. It's beautifully built, which you can see why they're so sought after, these cars. I can't fault it in any way. It drives absolutely perfectly. As always though, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call.